Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Life of Logan TV. And if you're new around here or haven't done so already, I would greatly appreciate it if you would please make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Once you subscribe, hit that final note and make sure that you hit that bell that always notifies you whenever I drop one of these videos. Thank you to everyone who has done so already, and thank you for people who just continue to support me through my YouTube journey and really through my life journey, if I'm being honest. So I just got done doing, it was intended to be a morning run. I was gonna run about 5.5 miles. That was my intention too, but it ended up turning to like a run walk type thing. So I don't know if that counts as like a hike or something like that, but it ended up turning to a run walk. I started off, I ran for probably the first two and a half, maybe 3 miles. And then, because it's a trail that I'm familiar with up to a certain extent. Like I go a certain distance or whatever, and then I usually turn around and come back because people have told me that it loops around and everything or whatever, but I'm like, hey, I ain't taking no chances. You know, I heard it's like wooded areas back there. I heard about people getting lost and stuff like that. And hell, I've been lost recently trying to go on a hike. So it just wasn't really for me at that time. I didn't see it as part of my journey. But today it was part of my journey. Because I have an app that kind of like will navigate me through trails and everything. So it made it where I'm a little bit more willing to do it now. Like, okay, I got this app. And like, I just thought about that. What if I don't have cell service? But I digress. But it navigates me through everything. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's going to navigate me through it or whatever. So I feel like a little bit more comfortable, even though at one point, it went from like paved road, like straight ahead running. It was a little bit further than what I had allowed myself to go before. But I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, it's still paved road out here and everything or whatever. Like, ain't nothing crazy or whatever. Ain't nothing like wooded or anything, whatever. It's just like lake or whatever and all that. And I wanted to go one way, and it said I could go the way, but it's like, this is not like the path that, you know, you originally chose to take. So I was like, you know what? Fine, I'm gonna go on ahead and go from paved road to unpaved road to gravel. Like, and if you're a person who runs or anything like that or whatever, you know, you really can't be running on that kind of stuff because it's all kind of, it is no consistency. It's all kind of like jaggedness and everything to it. So yeah, it just ain't gonna work out the best for you. Now, we're doing that, so I'm doing that, I'm going through it or whatever, and I'm just like, you know what? Like, for as much as I do stuff by myself, the old me, or I guess the previous version of me before the most recent update would have, you couldn't have paid me to go out there. Not by myself. Like, look, I am not a fan of horror movies, nor do I have an interest on becoming a subject in one of them. But the app told me it was my path. So I said, you know what, this is the path I picked, so this is the path I'm going to go ahead and stick with. And I was thinking that I was going to be able to kind of speed race my way through it and just like, yeah, I'm going to knock this out or whatever, like shoot, 5, you know what I'm saying, like 5 miles or whatever, like, they ain't nothing. I definitely had that done in under an hour or whatever, you know, but the path had other plans for me. And the path was basically telling me that, hey, you're not supposed to run through this. You're supposed to be here. You're supposed to be still. You're supposed to be in the moment. You're supposed to be realizing things. And when you are in the moment, like, you do have like such like a clarity, and it helps you realize like the things that you've been asking for and the things you've been longing for and sometimes even downright craving for. they were right there in front of you, but you couldn't really allow yourself to see it because you were go, so worried about getting to the next phase, so worried about getting through what you're going through, and you're not understanding that your haste, what your haste is doing to others around you. Yeah, so I had to walk, and I walked like the last 2.5 miles. I walked like the last 2.5 miles, and even though, yeah, we finally did get back into civilization or whatever, and I gave my through a part of that because, look, y'all, I don't really go over to other people's houses and act crazy because I don't want nobody to come to my house and act crazy. So when I'm outside, I'm in the animal's house. I am in nature's house. This y'all house, whatever y'all want to do or whatever, man. I saw they weren't deers, they were does, but it was like 6 of them. And they just kind of like crossed my path, and I'm standing there, I'm looking at them, and they looking at me. And I'm just like, what we about to do here? And at that point, I did think about, like, I'm just going to turn around, just trace my way back. But I said, nah, this is your path. Like, this is your path. And that's why it's important to get deep with yourself. That's why it's important to get alone with yourself. Get alone and along with yourself. That's why those things are important, because like what they do to you, how they help you, how they can just teach you so much about yourself. Like, we think we know about ourselves, but we're ever growing. Things are ever happening to us. Something's always going on in the lives of human beings. I don't care if you're young, old, whatever. Like, we all got something going on. And we can all benefit from just being still in the moment, and just understanding who we are and how who we are impacts others, good and bad, because, you know, for a positive, there is a negative. So good and bad. Every interaction is not going to be the best. It's going to be some you wish you could have back. But just being still in the moment and letting the moment teach you and tell you this is what you need to be doing. But that was just my thoughts. I'm happy I didn't get lost. Like, speaking of which, I came out of that thing. Well, I was about to tell y'all something. I was about to be very braggadocious for a minute, but I give myself pep talks, as should you. And, you know, I'm giving some thought to releasing kind of like a meditation / pep talk series or whatever. If y'all would like to do that, this is a good homework assignment for y'all. See who's actually watching and paying attention. If you all would like for me to do kind of like a meditation series, put it up here on YouTube. I'll probably actually get my tripod and everything and go out into nature, you know, have me a nice little blanket and everything, and sit down and have my mic on me, and then I would just do guided nature meditations, or maybe me like standing by some water or something like that, like a waterfall or something like that, or whatever. This is getting kind of elaborate, but if you all would like for me to do any of the meditation / pep talk type things or whatever, you know, just comment down below. Let me know. Just, you know, like, just, you know, tell me that you want it. So yeah, but I was giving myself a pep talk after, you know, I encountered like all the deers, and I'm like, man, and we stood there for a minute. Like, I didn't move until they moved. I let them go on here and move out of the way. Then they moved over. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I better keep going, because again, this is my path. And at that point, it would have been an even longer distance, and who knows what would have had happened if I had went back or whatever. So it's just kind of like, whatever, just keep on walking through or whatever. And then it reminded me of the Boobie Miles speech from Friday Night Lights, you know, and I just switched it up to fit me. And I'm just like, you know, saying it out loud to myself, because wasn't nobody out there but me. It's like, dude, it was like 6 in the morning at this time. And you know, I'm walking and everything, and I'm like, you know, God made black beautiful. God made Lo beautiful, black and strong. And when Lo knocked these fools out, Lo gonna do it with a smile on his face. And when I finally got up to like, ooh, I'm seeing paved areas, I'm seeing parking lots and everything again or whatever, that's what I did. I came out there, I was brimming, because I'm like, I did it. Like, I wanted to turn around, but I stuck the path. Or whatever. I had to walk, I encountered some turbulence, but I stuck the path, and that's what life is about. That's what it's about when we interacting with people or whatever. Like, we don't, you know, if it can be fixed, we fix it, and we stick out the path. You know, we don't shy away from hard work. We don't shy away from things that deter us or threaten to deter us, because maybe we weren't meant to get to our end goal so fast, and there had to be things put in place, because sometimes only fools rush in, and you end up getting to your end goal a little bit too fast, faster than expected. Then it's not fully prepped for you, and that brings about an assortment of problems of its own. So I'm glad that that happened. I'm glad that I was able to just be patient and be still and walk instead of run. Instead of just like, I'm gonna turn around and run back the other way because you're making me walk now, even though it would be a longer distance and put more stress on me to like just turn around and walk and run away from this thing. I'm not even walking away from this thing, to just walk down the path that was set for me. Those are my thoughts or whatever, but I'll be interested in hearing yours. Hey, y'all, don't forget to make sure that you comment down below if you are interested in me doing the meditation/pep talk series right here on Life of Logan TV. Please make sure that you are liking the content. Please make sure that you are sharing the content with any and everybody who can use it. Please make sure that you are subscribed to this here YouTube channel over here in the now occupied space of the deep end of YouTube, where I make you think, feel, and love on a deeper level. I thank you for letting me play a part in your show. And now, back to you. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening,